because I need to get it done. I only have one more full day to do it. Ayo, it is week 37 of the weekly video logs for the Retro Garage. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to me on YouTube or following me on Facebook. I upload weekly video logs documenting all the things I'm doing as we get really close now to the grand opening of my game store / TCG / toy store in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. All right, well, we're basically 1 week away from the opening, and hasn't totally hit me, I don't think. I am still incredibly nervous and scared, but excited, and also very poor now. I'm really poor. I have like no money. People want me to buy games from them, and I can't. I need to hold on to what little money I have. I can no longer just be spending willy-nilly, but hopefully soon I'll be able to always have some kind of cash offer for somebody. Okay, well, if you watched last week, I started doing the intake on all the games, and I'm here bright and early to get right back to it. I'm almost done with all of the manual entering of loose games, and I can finally move on to doing all the bar-coded games. It's gonna go probably 4 times as fast, maybe even faster, because I can just scan it and then scan it again. Yeah, got to get that done here in the next few days. So I'm going to be here all day doing this, all freaking day, over 12 hours probably. However, like I said, got to do it. So, oh, also, we got our register, and it's pink. Woo, it's pink. I love it. We're going with just the manual open register, just to save on space with having like a giant POS computer system and all the other stuff. It's just going to be a space save. But honestly, in the future, I would just love an automatic one that does it for you, but we're not quite there yet. So, okay, enough rambling. Time to grind. Got all the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, the 2 Game Gear games I have, all put in, price adjusted. That took me 2 hours and 45 minutes just to do that. And I still got to do that for all the loose NES, SNES, Genesis, and N64 games. Manually enter them. But when I get to all the games that have barcodes, it's going to go at least twice as fast, I think. And then I'm still going to have to do consoles, as well as magazines and strategy guides, as well as all of the random things I have on top of the shelves. But again, I got time, I think, enough time to get everything entered the way I have to do it. And maybe at some point they will update it so it goes faster. But for now, I am going to get started on the DS games. Today is Friday, and I actually forgot to talk about what I was doing for most of the day yesterday, so let's do it right now. So my amazing girlfriend Cassie came out and drew a Pixel Pikachu on the front door in paint marker, Poscas, I think they're called. She's also going to do a Mario on that side in the same style, and a Kirby, and then we got to think of another character. I'd love to see Master Chief, but I think that'll be a little too difficult to do, so we're gonna have to try to think of an easier character, maybe Sonic, or get Matt's input on it. Also, I got these hung up last week. I forgot to show you guys my Black Flag Collector's Edition pirate flag, and my old Garage Games banner. I thought it belonged in here. I like it. And then Cassie again drew a Claptrap for the store. I love him. He is super cute. So for things that I did, I got all of the handheld stuff. So this entire display case is good to go, ready to be sold. I got the barcodes working. Not the greatest barcodes, if I'm being honest. I'd like to upgrade to nicer ones that will peel off a little easier. These peel off easy, but I'd say it's like a 50-50 shot that some residue will get left behind. So it's not a huge deal. It's just something that I don't like. I don't like to have to clean game cases. Can do it all the time, and I'm sick of it. But besides that, there's some issues with like what's being printed on them. So it looks great and it's gonna work perfectly, but it's supposed to also be printing the system. So this should also say like Super Mario 3D Land 3DS, and then it's also supposed to print the condition. So it should be printing sealed, missing manual, stuff like that, but it's not. So they got to update that bug. And what's the other issue I was having with? Oh, the printer was pissing me off pretty bad because it'll get unaligned. So it'll print some and then it slowly shifts over. And as you can see, that's not something I like. It drives me crazy. I'm not gonna leave it like that. So my fix to that was putting some stickers on the spool. It mostly works. It's not perfect. I need to think of a solution to that though, because I'll print 50 barcodes off at once and 30 of them are unusable. And even though it's probably like a penny a label or something like that, it's still wasteful and super annoying. But hopefully that's the permanent solution. Maybe more stickers, I don't know. But for now, I got the key to my storage unit. So I have a storage unit now. I brought some stuff out there, but let's take a walk. And here is my space right in the front entrance. Walk right into it. And it's not actually a storage unit, I guess. It used to be the office for the old grocery store here. So it's technically an office. And as you can see, it looks like an office. So I'll be calling it my office. I'm gonna have pretty much my whole processing setup in here. Get a couple tables, all my cleaning supplies and some tools, and yeah, just hang out here and clean cases. Got to get a couple outlets in here. Hopefully that's not going to cost me too much money, but I need it for my solder gun and some extra lights and testing consoles and stuff like that. But I'm hyped about it. This is pretty sweet. First display case is all done in the inventory, ready to get scanned and sold. I want to do a couple more things. I want to get some lights to stick under the shelves so that the bottom three just light up a little better, because the light looks great on the top row, but yeah, it's kind of dark down there. I got to get 8 lights actually, because I want to put some into these cases as well. You know, all I got to do is add a couple things. So these items don't have barcodes in the system yet, so I have to do custom barcodes, but I'm just going to do all of those at one time at some point. I also want to get an easel for the Switch game so that can sit up and facing. But yeah, for the most part, it's good to go. I am just going to work on putting barcodes on all the games that are going to go into these cases now. So I went to print off 50 more labels, and it did the thing again, and it really pissed me off. So I was like, what the f doing wrong here? There's no way there's no solution to this. And there is. My dumb ass didn't see it right here. So these things you can adjust. So you squeeze them together and it'll keep it in line. God bless America. I got all of the display cases done. I don't love the way this looks, but limited space. I gotta do what I gotta do. Got PlayStation up top, a couple Xbox games. I might move this stuff around a little bit so that Wavebird fits in there just a little better. And I'm gonna get some lights so that it's bright. I love the way this one looks. I'm not gonna be able to use those 64 like stand displays. Just not enough space. They don't fit in there properly, and it's kind of annoying to pull them in and out, unfortunately. So just went with the standard lay them on their back method. I think it looks great. So all 3 display cases are done. For Game Boy Advance games and Game Boy Color games, I got the barcodes on the back, but for like DS games, barcodes will not fit on those. So what I'm gonna do is get a binder and in alphabetical order put all of the loose DS, 3DS, and Switch games into a binder. So if you want to grab Pokemon Moon on the 3DS, I'll pull out my binder, go to the P's, look for Pokemon Moon, and scan it. I think that's going to be the best method, just because of how I want to display things. I just can't put barcodes on them or wrap them in a baggie with a barcode or anything. This looks way cooler, I think. It is time to move on to all of the barcode games, though. Everything that is on shelves. And I'm going to start with PlayStation 1. First, I'm going to get something to drink and maybe a snack. I was able to get the PlayStation 1, PSP, Genesis, Saturn, and Dreamcast games, all barcoded and labeled. So for these games, I'm putting the barcodes on the bottom right side. It covers up the old barcode, which could be annoying if, you know, they want to check price charting easily by scanning the barcode, but I'm doing it this way so that, because I'm not having prices on the spines anymore, I just want people to be able to pull it out easily, see the price, be like, yeah, WWF SmackDown's too much. Shadow Man, yeah, I'll take Shadow Man, that's a good price. Make it easier, or as easy as possible. And I'm done for the day, though. I'm gonna go eat, have a couple beers, and enjoy the rest of the night. It is Saturday, back at the grind with the barcodes. Hoping I can get that entire side done today. I might even be able to do more because it's going pretty quickly compared to having to type everything in. Before I do that, I'm gonna place an order with XYAB. This is gonna be the store's distributor for third-party accessories, and maybe in the future collectibles and statues and stuff, but you know, I don't have a lot of space for that kind of thing. I barely have enough space for what I'm about to show you, but let's go through and I'll show you what I will be providing. Got some N64 controllers, some cables, power cords, rechargeable battery pack. That Kirby isn't for the store, that's gonna be personal. Sensor bar, more power, more stuff for 3DS, DS Lite, Wii, Nintendo 64 power adapter, just a bunch of cables and controllers. Getting some PlayStation 3 controller chargers, PS2 hookups, GameCube hookups, N64 hookups, original Xbox controllers, NES controllers, SNES, and then some GameCube controllers, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 controllers. So hopefully people like their products. I know they're pretty good. Most people would rather have, like, you know, a branded first-party controller, but their third-party controllers are awesome, and I think people are going to actually enjoy the option of getting a brand new nice controller instead of, you know, a used one. But time to do it. I'm back home for a little bit. I got a message from an old boss of mine saying he had a box of things for me. I offered to pay him for it, but he didn't want it. He's unsure if it works. Not entirely sure what all is in here, so let's take a look. I am certain, though, that this is probably the most valuable thing in here. So there's a Model 1 PlayStation 2, an Xbox 360 Slim. These are always awesome. Is there a hard drive in it? Ooh, it's pretty dusty. It's gonna need a good cleaning. No hard drive. They never have the hard drive. We got hookups, controller. The controller's a little chewed up. No back on the controller, so. Ooh, PS2 controller. I will bet money that does not work. Oh, that's pretty cool. Final Fantasy VII, like a demo disc or something? Huh, I'm gonna have to look into that a little more. Call of Duty, oh, Left 4 Dead 2. Are the games in here? Yeah, the game's in there. Metal Gear Solid 3, that's a good one. The game's in there. GTA San Andreas, oh, that's pretty good. Oh, sweet. Steelbook. That's awesome. Ultimate Alliance, Final Fantasy X, 13, Splinter Cell, and Gran Turismo 2, a PC game. What's in here? More PC. Oh, a Tool album. Interesting. Oh, no CD though. Age. Yeah, so some good stuff in here, you know. Worms Armageddon. That's a PC game, I think. Oh, anyway, I'm just kind of browsing here. So, yeah, all that stuff for free. So that's pretty cool. I'm not going to take any time to test it and clean it right now because gotta get back out to the store. The barcodes are a priority, RB. Today is Sunday, and I am very, very stressed out. So, the POS system that I've spent the last 3 days building my inventory with, we're not going to be going with it anymore. They have some major issues, some bugs that we don't know if they're going to have them resolved before open because the communication is really bad with these guys, which I hate. But the issue is like when it comes to payment, the system isn't automatically adding the sales tax as well as keeping track of the transaction. So what we have to do is do everything through Square, which has none of the inventory that I just spent 30 plus hours putting into the system on it. So we'd have to run it separately through Square because they can't get Square integrated with it, which was a lie because they told us that as long as we have Square, you'll be good to go. We have Square and it's not good to go. So we kind of had to pivot real hard, real fast. So had about a 2-hour meeting with a guy from Fulcrum. We're going to go with Fulcrum. I initially wanted to just start out with Fulcrum, but we ended up going with this other POS system. A lot of things were told to us that we believed, and it just ended up being a bunch of lies or misinformation or misunderstanding, whatever it is. Too many bugs with it. It was not ready for actual use. Especially now that we know this whole checkout situation. And we don't want to have to spend, 5 minutes with every single transaction, typing it in a calculator, adding the sales tax and all this other crap. We just don't want to have to deal with it. It's going to look bad. It's going to make the day long and slow. And, people might leave because they're waiting in line too long, which I totally understand. And again, it's a bad first impression for people. And we don't want to deal with it. So, like I said, we have to pivot fast, pivot hard. I wasted the last 3 days of my life building that inventory because now I'm going to have to redo it through Fulcrum. But there's a bright side to us switching to Fulcrum. It's already established. It's good to go. It's been proven. So many successful pop culture stores use Fulcrum. It is proven. It's ready. It's been around for over a decade. And so that means everything is like streamlined and fast. So I will be able to add my inventory 100 times faster than this other POS system was allowing me to. So it means I'm just gonna have to burn the midnight oil the next few days to build that system. But the caveat is we have to give physical receipts. It only works with physical paper receipts. So we had to order a new receipt printer, and we also have to order, or we did order, a new label maker because the label maker I have is not working with their system. So we have to order a specific label maker. So hundreds of more dollars have to be spent, and we have to pay for it to be overnighted through Amazon. So until that stuff comes, I can't do anything. I'm wasting time, you know. So what I'm gonna do, because I've been wanting to do this sooner than later, is get my storage unit set up as my workstation. So today and tomorrow, I'm gonna be working on that. I just gotta bring stuff there, set it up, and get comfortable, you know, so let's do it. Monday today, and I did a horrible job yesterday of filming what I was doing, but I was pretty busy and I didn't think to, so let me talk to you about it now. We got some light switches installed into the display cases. I'm gonna upgrade these. These were a cheap solution for now. They have long stripped ones for 40 bucks each, and these were 4 for 10 bucks. So I went with the cheaper option, but I'll be getting some nicer, sleeker looking ones soon, but it looks good, I think. Good choice. And then Adam from Accelerated Technologies got 2 of my shelves done. I would show you what they look like hanging up, but currently letting the paint dry on that. I am painting it the blue and yellow. He also is gonna sell me keychains in bulk. So we're gonna have Pokeballs, NES controller, Game Boys. I'm also getting a GameCube controller, Pikachu's face, Pokemon Blue and Red, and Pokemon Emerald versions of that stuff. So that's pretty cool. Then I brought this display out. I'm going to put controllers and accessories on here from XYAB. It's gonna be a little cramped and it sucks, but it's my only option. Maybe I will innovate it in the future, but I need to provide you guys with third-party options, new third-party options, because I do not want to sell first-party controllers and accessories, as I want to pair things like that with consoles, unless I have a huge amount of them, and then yeah, maybe I will. But I got my workspace all set up, so I have somebody installing 3 outlets for me, which is awesome. I only have to pay 50 bucks for that, and my landlord Joel is paying for one of them, so super nice guy to pay for one of them. I appreciated that, but still 25 bucks an outlet installation is a pretty good deal in my opinion. So let's go take a look at how I have it set up. If you were wondering why I have a light switch in the top one when there are light bulbs, these light bulbs get really hot and it makes the case kind of warm, and I just don't want that to happen. Can't have that happen. Right, Master Pooh? So here is what I am calling my office. I have an office. It is so awesome. Got everything set up here. These shelves are gonna hold dirty to be cleaned consoles, and the drawers right here are gonna have dirty to be cleaned controllers in all of them. I got some Wiimote covers here for some reason, I don't know. And then at the bottom, some more controllers. This Xbox controller needs a thumbstick replacement. Ugh, damn it. So, right here is where I'm going to keep all my cleaning supplies. I got some protective cases for boxed Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64 games. There's all my wipes, my towels. Got a lot of space here to clean stuff. A lot more space than I used to have. And these are all controllers that are cleaned and ready to go. Just gotta get consoles to pair with them. And then just some more spare parts. I'm gonna organize this a little better with this bigger drawer system, I guess, because I got a mess going on down here and I just don't have the time right now to organize it
and deal with it. But at some point it's gonna get uncluttered, and then I'll be doing my soldering here. So I can't have this in the store because it just takes up too much space. So if anyone brings me a game for a battery replacement, if I am there alone, it's gonna have to wait until the next day, unfortunately. Then I got all my empty cases here, some loose discs. I'm waiting for empty cases to come in. And honestly, if you are seeing anything in here other than, a few good ones that you could use, let me know. If you need any PS2, PS5, Xbox, and those Nintendo games, except for like Six Flags, I'm gonna hold on to, because I'm bound to get some loose games of those, and Pokemon Platinum and Pearl and the Switch games. I'm gonna hold on to those ones. But the Xbox 360s, original Xbox, Xbox One, let me know. Then these are all my replacement cases that I've been hoarding for the last 2 years. These are all authentic cases. And then on this shelf, I'm gonna have just miscellaneous things, overstock, bags, thingamajigs, what's a who's it's, I'll figure it out. But yeah, this is awesome. I love having my own workspace, and we got these outlets installed, so now I have power. It just feels awesome. It gets a little warm in here, but I can just leave the door open and the cool breeze from the outside will come in. So I got Square all set up with our bank. It's kind of loud right now. Many of you don't know, we don't have enclosed ceiling, so when there's karate class, it gets pretty loud. But he's looking into it to see if he can dampen the sound, but I think it's not going to be a huge deal, at least for us. But yeah, got this all set up. I didn't think I showed you this, but this is the card reader. So we're going to have it sitting right there, and you can tap to pay, or if you got to insert, you pick it up and you put your card through the top. So that is really cool. I really like that idea. It's cute. And if I notice too many people getting annoyed about having to pick it up to put their card into it, I will figure something else out. Okay, well, I'm gonna get the security system all set up. I'm gonna hang up a couple pieces of art. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 cameras all set up. That's a lot of cameras. Every single square inch is covered. And when you open the door, you got a little sensor there, so if we're not paying attention, we'll hear the door open. And also we have a glass break sensor right up there. So if somebody's feeling frisky and they smash that glass, that sensor will hear it, and immediately an alarm will go off. And it's really loud and annoying. And it also automatically dials the police. So I'm feeling pretty secure in here. So if we're not here, there's always going to be somebody in the building. We got the people next to us working from 7 p.m. to like 7 in the morning every single night. And we got 2 really big glass sliding doors that you'd have to break through because they're always locked. So I think we're good. If anyone's getting frisky and wanting to pocket something, we'll see you there. And we will see you over here. And then that camera back there covers everything over to here. And that camera covers everything over here. So again, feeling good about it. But now it is late. I got that all painted up. It's kind of it looks like shit, but it is what it is situation with that. Because when I spray painted it, I did a really bad job, but it looks good enough. So I will be back at things tomorrow. Hopefully the barcode printer comes in so that I can start doing the intake again, and hopefully I can get through it in the next 2 days. It is Tuesday today, and it is the end of the day for me, at least. Still waiting on the barcode printer. It isn't here. Hope to God it's here tomorrow, because that took about a whole day's worth of work away from me, but I was able to get some little things done. We got these custom signs made. I hope to spruce these up a little bit in the future, maybe some 3D printed type signs for these, but I think this looks good. I want people to know exactly everything they're getting, especially with like systems that require memory cards. You'll always get a memory card when you buy a system from me. For GameCube too. Also, finally got a garbage can. That's something. See? There we go. And one other thing. Oh, the privacy for this. So no, you can't see through it anymore. We are gonna get some cork board so that locals can put up their business cards, kind of like how Quick Trip does it, where you got a business card or you're trying to advertise a show or something like that. You'll be able to stick it here, no problem. And that's about it. I guess go enjoy my night and pray that the printer comes tomorrow. It has arrived. This thing is a beast. It's way nicer than the other one we had, but it's here. I have it installed. I have the drivers installed onto the computer, and now we're just waiting for Fulcrum to set up onboarding with us and show us how it works, so then I can start adding all my stuff again. All right, it is a little later in the evening right now. We had a very brief introduction to the system. He pretty much showed us a few basics, but the most important thing was he taught me how to do the intake and the inventory. And let me tell you guys, this POS is amazing. And honestly, the guy who is showing it to us and training us, he is also a very amazing guy, and he's so helpful and he's on it. He's so much good advice. I can't praise him enough. Like, so much respect, because he's aware of our situation, and he's trying really hard to help us get through it, and he's actually doing it. So I got all 3 of these display cases done. The Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games took the most time because I had to rip the labels off to put new labels on. Because if I overlaid the label on the cartridge, it would have a hard time going into the system. So I had to rip the old one off before I put the new one on. But everything else, I'm just putting it right over. It's going so fast. Put it into perspective for you guys. These 3 cases, now this is a hard estimate, but I'm gonna say they took me 20 hours of time with the old POS system to get them all ready like this. 20 hours. This took me 3.5, and a lot of that came because I had to manually type in things and then rip barcodes off and stuff. So I'm going to fly through this. I mean, the loose cartridge games are gonna take a little time, but I don't have to rip the labels off of those. That's gonna be okay. Excuse me. So I'm gonna be here a while doing this because I need to get it done. I only have one more full day to do it, and I gotta grind it out. So I'm gonna get right back to it. I just gotta brag about how fast I can fly through these. So 83 NES games that I had to manually type in instead of scanning a barcode. So it takes a little longer, but even so, 83 of them. I got them all in the system within 40 minutes. That is crazy. All right, so we got 83 here, printing cute. Let's go ahead and print. Watch how fast this goes. Amazing. All right, guys, I got all of the consoles, all of the display cases, and all of the loose cartridge-based games all done. So all of the hardest things are done, and I can come back tomorrow and knock out all of the games that have barcodes. It's gonna take me no time at all. It's about 1 in the morning right now. I can barely keep my eyes awake, but I'm gonna come back about 6 o'clock, maybe 7, and hopefully get it all done tomorrow, because I have to, because the next day is the grand opening. So
it's gonna be the end of the video too. The next vlog will be my first week open, and I'm excited to share it with you and just see exactly what happens. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. You know I appreciate your time. I'm exhausted, stressed out, but we're gonna do it.